Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are we doing?
I'll let you know in a minute.
Okay, we're going live. I want to see, we're going to do some meditation. And this second segment is mostly for immune system improvement. There are so many things you can do to improve your immune system. Mostly, I see, is to learn about yourself, to look into that self, and to meditate internally, to let go of thoughts, to let go of emotions, to let go of the past, to let go of all the attachments, either emotional or happy or not happy attachments. They're all attachments. They're no longer here. Let go of any authority, the authority of books, the authority of political things, the authority of religion, authority of another, authority of medicine, authority of anything. Let it go. Why? Because this moment in time, you're not into the authority, but look into yourself. Your own wisdom, your own intelligence is about that inner being. So instead of worry about any authority, worry about the past, worry about thoughts, worry about fears, worry about all these terrible things you have heard of. You know, during this time, I don't know why, people just do the opposite. Instead of looking for great things, they look for troubles, they look for terrors, they look for fears, they look for emotions, they look for chaotic thoughts. When the society is already full of chaos, and they look more in chaos. Even the stories that want to look into the stories that are so chaotic. They never get into the peaceful things. They never get into the things that are really looking forward. They never look into the things that can help them to uplift the energy, uplift the consciousness, uplift themselves. Instead, they look for the darkness. Remember that we are what we think about. I am what I'm thinking about. I will be what I'm consciously aware of at all times. That's the reality. And this is not what I said. It doesn't matter what religion, what authority, what philosophy. That's including Jesus Christ, including Buddha, Gautama, and that's including Muhammad, that's including any other new religions they create, or any philosophers. The one thing everybody should agree. They probably have agreed. Because if you see anything they have written, anything they talk about, I don't think they disagree. You become what you always pay attention to. You become what you always consciously look into, think about. That's how real it is. Whatever you think about, you're going to attract to. Even this, what they call it, they call a law of attraction. They say the same thing even. It is the sort of like the interface. It doesn't matter what color you want to put it into the interface. That interface is a document. It's called a document. And you tap it, doesn't matter blue, red, black, or white, or red, or other colors. If that is called a document, and then you tap into it, and you put a document into it, you will see all kinds of documents. That's what it is. Within the documents, and you want to explore tarot, you're going to get your life becomes tarot part. And you put into the happiness, and you're involved with happiness. And you get into the health, and your life is going to be health. That's our life. Our life is sort of like a matrix, sort of like that interface, sort of like that computer. All you see the reality, there's no such thing as reality. Even scientists, all the scientists, doesn't matter who they are. That when I say top scientists, Nobel Prize winners, every one of them, they would agree with me. Our life is sort of like a... Agree me on what? We know very little about the truth of the universe. Less than 5%. We see 95% and over are the interface. We don't see, even though we get all the wires, get all the wires into the computer, get all the programs into the computer, we still see very little about the computer. Because the internet has to be connected. There's satellite, there's universal transmission, there are a lot of things we don't see. The most of things we do not see, those formless, those invisible potentiality, this invisible reality, is that real reality. What we see is only appearance. Of course, see appearance is easy. But our life is guided by appearance because it's easy. But you don't have to get into all that. However, if really you want a healthy body, you always get into the disease. What's wrong with you? Do you think you can get a healthy? At the beginning in China, all these things are happening. Of course, a lot of people are suspicious about the numbers the Chinese government put over there. And then they say, well, they ordered the 5,000, cremation boxes, and then they claim they have like 1,000 dead. How can you order the 5,000 and you put the numbers only 1,000? Or 100. That's only one cremation center. There's so many of them. So basically, you lie to yourself. That's what it is. And same thing as us. We lie to ourselves a lot of times because we want health. We want health. However, we get into the disease. We want happiness, we get into the disasters. We watch the movies, watch all these disaster movies. Because they sell. They think, okay, if we get into disaster, we're going to get into disaster. Of course, when you get into disaster, you're going to get more disasters. Because you're surrounded by disasters. Just like people who are poor. They get into poor. They say, well, I want to be rich. And they stay on the poverty mind. When you are on poverty mind, you never, ever, ever get wealthy. That's just reality. Because you're focused on it, you pay attention on it, and you explore on it, and your mind is on it, your body's on it, your everything, your consciousness, every direction, you're in it. That's why people need to understand whatever you think about, whatever you pay attention to, whatever you consciously explore, that's what you're going to be. You want health? Don't get into disease. because disease is going to take into more diseased bodies. The beginning in China, that's why there was so many people dead, so many people infected, because there was such a chaos, such a terror, because everybody hurt each other, everybody trying to find the disease. And then they begin to go to hospitals. Everybody want to be tested. Everybody want to be, see, they're all suspicious that themselves have something like that. And then people don't have it, and they're going to get it. Why? They go to hospital, they're going to get it. Because everybody interacted with each other. Everybody communicated with each other. Everybody transmitted with each other. Everybody affects each other. Everybody affects each other. Everybody infects each other. That's what it is. There's so many people died. Why? Because everybody's get into it. If people do not get into it, they come at home, they never got into this thing, or this chaos. Especially during this time of terror created by ourselves. When I say created by ourselves, each one of us, each of me, is responsible. Why? Because I created this. Each of I created this. If we do not cut all the forests, if we do not get into the animals, if we do not get into all these wild things, this never happened to us. I'm the one responsible because each of us is responsible. This society, this disease, this crisis, each one of us created, and we fight each other. We blame each other. Nobody. Unless I take that responsibility. Each I take that responsibility. Just like health. Same thing. I created my own health. I see I can give to that tool, that information, that knowledge, that light, that sparkle, to hopefully to give you some inspiration, give you some shaking, give you some tool you can select that you can use it to light yourself up. But because you never depend on me, when you depend on me, that is the wrong way. Why? I'm not going to be here forever for you. I'm not going to be with you all the time. You have to create your own life. You must create your own stream of the consciousness. You must create your happiness. You must create your health. Instead of create disease, you are focused on. You're terrified by it. You're fearful of it, and you still get into it. So at this point, when I say boosting immune system, number one thing is to do what? Is to calm down yourself, to listen to yourself internally, to look into yourself, to watch yourself, to observe yourself, that inner being, that inner being. While you observe yourself without opinions, without judgments, without thoughts, attachments, or the fears, all these terrors, all these chaotic thinking, all these books, all these movies, all this information, all this terrible information getting into you, just calm down. Just look into yourself with some sort of serenity, some sort of calmness, some sort of calmness to quiet yourself. You say, well, I cannot do it because my thoughts, chaos. Of course, you get into chaos. You always want the chaos. It's you. Say one thing to another. That's called a self-division. You always divide yourself. You know, the observer and observed. The looker, the looked. The talker, the talked. The person who declare, I want to happiness, but I always get into the unhappiness. The person always say, I want health, but I always get into disease. worry about the hospitals, worry about the health problems. You have to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Sometimes just let it go. If you ask what's wrong with me, and then there's another division. So what do? Let's start build the harmony instead of division. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame anybody else. Start from now, here, now. Let's do it. Put it into action. Look into myself. Breathing slowly, calmly. If I want calmness, I cannot do like this. There's no calmness. I need to breathe as slowly as I can. Inhale. And exhale. That is totally different. When you see that calmness, and you begin to see your own pulse, you begin to see your own energy, you begin to see your breath, you begin to see your energy transformation, you're going to see the gaps, this empty space. It's beautiful. Just as from that, you feel your body, you sense your body. Let's just start from that. That is the very beginning of your meditation. That is the very beginning of your self-observation. That is the very beginning of your inner attention. It doesn't matter what time. You know, sometimes you do 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. You don't have to sit in all this lotus position. You don't have to. You see something quiet somewhere, even you in the middle of the street, you still can find some quietness. I was in New York, you know. I did in New York, in Manhattan. I was on the street. People see, you know, this guy's crazy. I just stand over there. I did my standing pole. You know, I sit over there. I sit like 1,000 people around me in Beijing. They're probably, I sat there for probably 30 minutes. I don't care how many people take a picture of me. I just sat over there. And there are thousands of people in and out, took a picture of me. That's okay. I want to see if I can be calm. It doesn't bother me anymore. Why? Because when I tune in into myself at the moment in time, all this noise is no longer with me because I transcend beyond the noise. I don't hear anything from them because I don't want to understand. I don't understand anyway because there are too many. So it's a good thing though. You don't understand. So what I see is that we always have noise around us. How can we transcend from that noise? How we can transcend from that chaotic things, signals? It's day by day. You will be able to. You must be willing to let it go. Let it go, as I said. Let go of the thinking. Let go of thoughts. Let go of authorities. Let go of knowledge. Let go of memories. Let go of books. Let go of past. Let them die at the moment in time. Only when you are willing to die, you can have a new life. You're not willing to die, you always live in the past. Your life becomes the past. You never have a real life. A life is here, now, at this moment. See now. What is see now? Conscious now, at this moment in time. That is what I say, meditation. You don't say, well, I meditated for 5 minutes in a week, and the rest of the week I do whatever I want to do. You got to be joking with yourself. You know, some people ritually, Some people pray. They pray what? They pray for that minute. The rest of the time, they do the same thing they did before. They live the old diet. They keep all their old memories. They keep all the old emotions. They keep all the chaotic thinking. They keep all the old discs to run the disc. They never change. Only for that minute to pray. For that minute, for that hour, pray. And they do that. And they become a ritual. And then they've never, ever got into it themselves. They never pay attention even. That ritual is useless. Why? Because you're not in it. You got to be in it. That's what I see. That's my first lesson of the meditation today.